Hey, Jimmy with Cuff and Stuff. Got another good one for you. This is beef short ribs, and we're gonna do it on a Weber kettle. Fuss all you want to, you don't have a smoker. I'm gonna smoke these on the Weber kettle. I'm gonna show you this is a quick way to do it. It's brisket on a stick. So, hang tight. Okay, well, what I got in the bowl here, I've got just a little over 5 pounds of beef short ribs. Now you can see these have pretty good size bones, but that's a lot of meat on these. Now, normally, I know you don't see me use a binder, but today, I'm gonna add just a little Lea & Perrins, and I just want to get just a little bit on them just to help with the seasoning. And I'm gonna let this just help with the flavor. I like the flavor that Lea & Perrins adds. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use 2 different kinds of rub. Of course, you know it's Uncle Steve Shake. This is Smoke Bomb. It works great with beef. And that's a brand new bottle. I had to open it. How about that? All right, and I'm gonna leave that membrane on. It kind of helps hold it together. Some of this I just noticed has some pretty decent fat on one side too. That's all right. More flavor, more flavor. All right, let's see. Make sure we get all of this lightly dusted down. I want to get some of this Smoke Bomb on all of it. And let's see, last one. All right, the other one I'm going to use, you see me use it all the time. Go back and look at some of my videos, you will see South Texas Red. Now, I tell you, I have had people say, do you cook anything without Uncle Steve Shake? Well, when it comes to cooking outside and pretty much inside, the answer is no. You will find this in most of the meals at my house, especially if meat's involved. Gator Shake, man, you can add it to vegetables, you can even add it to popcorn. All right, now, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc bag, I'm gonna throw it in the refrigerator. We're gonna have this tomorrow, so I'm gonna let this soak up all of this good Uncle Steve Shake. By the way, www.unclesteveshake.com. In the note section, tell him I sent you. Uncle Steve will hook you up. So we'll bring you back tomorrow, and until then, hang tight. Okay, looking at these, I've taken them out of the Ziploc bag, out of the refrigerator, and I was just trying to decide whether I was gonna add any more shake to these, and I like the way they look. So I think I'm just gonna go straight to the Weber and put them on. All right, well, let's stick them on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bigger pieces and I'm gonna load them bone side down, facing the heat. Now, it's not going to be too bad. The heat's going to go around the dome, and it's not really going to work these up front too bad. But I still want to put them bone side that way if I can. So, all right, we got him on. Let's cover him up. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna let these cook for 2 hours before I check them. 2 hours should get them well underway. It should get the color that I want. So we'll bring you back in 2 hours and let's see where we are. Okay, well, it's been 2 hours. And look at that color we've got. We've got some bark, and these still are just as juicy as they can be. Tell you what. Let's stick a probe in them, see where we are temperature wise. 169, 160, 165, 163, 168. All right. Now, these are getting pretty tender. I'm getting a little resistance, but these are getting pretty doggone tender. All right, so tell you what, let's do. We're gonna take them and put them in this pan. You can see they shrunk up just a little bit, which is what they're supposed to do. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a little bit of beer, okay? You see that? And right down in the bottom of it until I can see it. That's about half. And then I'm going to take some aluminum foil. Now this is the thick kind. And in this pan, I don't have any need to double wrap it. I'm just going to wrap it up good and tight. And I'm going to move this out of the way here and set this just like that. Now, I'm expecting this to take at least 2 more hours. So, I'm going to put the top back on it. I'm gonna come back in an hour, check on them, probably turn the pan and let it go that additional hour. So when we do all of that, I'll bring you back. Okay, well, it's been another hour. This is hour number 3. Let's take the top off. Now I'm just a little bit curious. Yeah, I know, I got you. Under temp, that's all right. You just keep doing what you're doing. Hot, 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 hot. I just want to see where we are. We still got, yep. We still got to do our other hour. I can tell just from the tenderness. Still meeting resistance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my gloves here and I'm gonna do a 180 with this. Put the top back on. Now, I'm gonna let this go another hour. It can handle it. The temp I did check was like 185 or so. I wanna go to between 195 and 205, but it's gonna depend on how tender these are. So I'm gonna come back in another hour and I'm gonna check that out. And when I do, I'll bring you with me. Well, okay, it's been another hour. That's a total of 4. So let's check it out and see. I'll bet she is good and tender. She is hot, I know that. All right, well, let's see. Look at the pullback from the bone. $200. And you know what? I can tell already. This is like sticking a probe in butter. All right, it's time to take it off. Some taste you just can't beat. All right, so we're gonna take it off. We take it over to the table, let it rest, and when we do, we'll bring you back and show you what we got. Okay, well, we have let these rest about 15 minutes or so. They've cooled off a little bit, and you can see that's why we left the membrane on the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and just put it on the cutting board, and I'm gonna run this knife right down the side. Now, there we go. Look at the smoke. Look at that. This is just as tender and juicy. I'm gonna cut some slices on this. Tell you what, it's tender, it's hard to cut. Look at that. Brisket on a stick. And again, you can see that smoke ring around it. That's on a Weber kettle, folks. I keep getting people that keep saying, I can't smoke, I don't have a smoker. Yeah, okay. Well, that Weber kettle can do just about anything you want. Or do it on a PK, or do it on a Cheber. Cheapest grill you can find at Walmart. You can still smoke stuff if you do it right. Well, I tell you what, there is, look at that. There's only one thing left to do. Here it is. Look how tender that is. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Man. To me, that's as good as any brisket I've ever cooked. okay? It doesn't take near as long. You saw it took 4 hours. Now, all I did was put 2 kinds of Uncle Steve shake on it, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the refrigerator, let it sit overnight. Today, I came out, put it on the grill, cooked it on indirect heat. I added a little oak wood for smoke. You saw the smoke ring. Good as you would want, right? I'm telling you, this is a recipe to try. Well, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the circle on this side, subscribe, hit that like button if you like the video. I'll have another video for you on this side. Until next time, hang tight.